All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Football Queensland edition of the Village Law SEQFC preview show. My name's Darren. You know that. We've got some guests all over the place, but here's the crazy thing. All of our guests tonight at some point have had something to do with either Western Pride or Ipswich Knights. It's the Ipswich edition of the show. First up, we've got Lliam Parslow, who is a member of the Pits.
Is it? I think it's just a complete fluke, isn't it, Darren? I don't think you planned that at all.
I did not plan it at all. I promise. All right, we've got Graham Harvey, who's now the coach at Redlands United. G'day, Graham.
Hey, Darren. How you going?
All right. Of course, you've won a grand final with the Western Pride. We've got Andrew Ogden from Ipswich Knights. G'day, Oggy.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. How are we?
Good. We've got Trent Gregson, who was just recently finished up his coaching stint with Western Pride. G'day, Trent.
Hey, mate. How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Good to have you back. And, of course, we've got TK, who's the current coach of Caboolture, but was also at Western Pride. G'day, TK.
Gents, good evening. Hope everyone's well.
Yes, mate.
Good stuff. All right, let's get it cracking. Now, let's start with the NPL. And Graham, before we get to the NPL, I just want to have a quick chat about you. You're the technical director at Redlands, but you left the club partway during the season, didn't you?
Yeah, look, I got an opportunity to head over to the AFC Champions League with a club from the Philippines called Kaya, which came about through Rich Greer at Redlands. I was very fortunate that the club allowed me to go off. It was originally meant to be for, I think it was meant to be for 5 days, but we managed to win our playoff game, so it turned into 24 days away, and then 14 days hotel quarantine as well. So yeah, been very lucky with that one.
Were they not expecting to win the playoff game?
Well, we got very fortunate. Like originally, the club was meant to play the Raw in the playoffs, and then obviously the Australian sides didn't travel due to COVID. So we then advanced automatically through to the last playoff, which was against Shanghai Port, so SIPG, which is Aaron Moy and Oscar's team. And then once we arrived in Thailand, it sort of became apparent that most of their first team squad hadn't actually travelled. Again, some of the quarantine rules were meaning that the Chinese guys would have to, when they go back into China, quarantine for 3 weeks, which would clash with their league season. So they didn't send their strongest team. So yeah, we weren't expecting to beat Brisbane Roar and Shanghai, but we sort of got a freebie against the Roar, and then managed to beat Shanghai 1-0. So advanced group stages.
Fantastic. Here's Tony Jorkis. G'day, Tony.
Good evening, gentlemen.
All right, let's get back to Graham Harvey. So Graham, you've come back, and Richard Greer has left the club, and you've taken over the team. What's the focus for the remaining games?
Oh, look, obviously the club's in a difficult spot, and Rich has done a really good job under very difficult circumstances as a club with where we were left after COVID. It's a big ask with a really limited budget. So our focus between now and the end of the season is obviously to try and pick up as many points as we can and just see where that takes us. And then obviously to try and build towards a plan for 2022 as well.
And one will draw with Magpies on the weekend.
Sorry, I didn't quite hear that, sorry.
You had a 1-1 draw with Magpies on the weekend.
Yeah, we did. Not the best game of football I've ever watched in my life, to be honest with you. But, two teams that are just trying to scrap for points and I guess maybe try and be effective rather than pretty. But for me, like the boys, since I've took over, have been excellent in terms of their commitment. They've readjusted to the training schedules. They've done everything I've asked of them. So I have been impressed. Like I said, it's been a difficult year for the club with finances and those challenges. So yeah, the last 2 weeks has been pretty enjoyable to see the boys get some rewards for their efforts.
All right, Tony, I might bring you in here. Just having a look at last weekend's results. Peninsula Power. They lost to Gold Coast Knights on the weekend. I make that's one win in 4 games.
Yeah, that's correct.
They went down to the Raw again. Raw in the FFA Cup last night. I mean, that's no surprise there.
I was expected, yeah.
Ben Ryan, I actually asked him to be a guest on the show tonight. He just said, I don't want to talk football at the moment. So they're in a bit of a hole, aren't they?
It's time of the year that they normally go into a hole.
They do have history of this over the past few seasons, starting.
I think I said it last week. If I was
undefeated for so
running
long.
fourth, I'd be rubbing my hands together if I was running fourth because they get the chokeathon is on.
All right. Well, we'll see if that turns out to be the case.
Well,
Brisbane,
you know what? You're losing 5 or 6 in a row heading into semi-finals. Winning is a habit, so is losing. And
Yeah,
hypothetically, if you get a team like Lions that are winning 7 or 8 in a row, and they just beat them a few weeks back, psychologically, they're on the up and they're on the slide.
Yeah, so just looking at those other results, Lions had a 2-0 win over Sunny Coast Wanderers, who have been on fire recently. Brisbane Raw had a 2-0 win over Olympic. They were the big results. Looking at that ladder, Peninsula Power are only on top by 1 point now over Brisbane Raw Youth. They do have 2 extra games to play, though. But Gold Coast Knights have moved into 3rd, and Lions FC 4th place now, with Olympic in 6th, Tony.
Olympic are under pressure. They've still got to play Lions. They've still got to play Sunny Coast away as well. So, yeah, it's not all going according to plan, I wouldn't think.
Graham, what do you make of all this?
I don't normally look that far up the league table. To be honest.
Get a stiff neck.
No, you lost me at winning 7 games in a row. Look, I've been massively impressed this year with Sunny Coast Wanderers. I think what Arnie's done up there, he's just got them organised and he knows exactly what his strengths are. And they play to that. And as a group, he's got some good young boys that have obviously come out of the Raw as well, so including his own lad. So massively impressed with them. So I still think they're a good chance to get into the top 4. Obviously, the Raw youth are having a great season. I think that's probably a testament to how well they've done with probably over the last 2-3 years attracting the best young players to the club, which is obviously what they're there to do, and they've probably just started to get that to come together. And I think if you're a young player in Queensland now, there really is a pathway into the first team for you. So I think that's why they're doing so well.
They've been able to retain them this year as compared to previous years, haven't they?
Yeah, like there's not that exodus down south to the Melbourne and Sydney clubs. So yeah, look, I think they've obviously had a great year. Grossi's done a good job with those boys. Look, Power with the squad that Power have got. They're 2 squads. They're still going to be. I still think they'll probably just sneak home and win it. They've got a couple of games in hand there as well. So I think I'd like to be in their position. Moving.
And should also mention Moreton Bay are also on 39 points, having played 21 matches. They were the best of the rest last year, and they look like they're going to take that position again.
Yeah, again, like Royce's done a good job down there. Nice and consistent, nice and stable. Like they've had some good results against bigger clubs, and then obviously against the clubs that are struggling, they've made sure they've picked up those points. Which is probably where Power obviously just slipped up the last week or so with a draw there against Strikers, whereas Moreton Bay scored a fair few against the Strikers. But yeah, like they've done a good job, and obviously Olympic with the squad that Benny's got down there, they're still right in the hunt. But like you said, Tony, I think obviously if you're the team from experience, if you're the team coming into finals in form, then yeah, you do get that extra boost. I just think Power's squad, like right across the board, is probably just a bit too strong for everybody.
I think in that second half of the FFA Cup game, I think they showed a bit more to us, and I think hopefully that's kind of what they needed to get the season kind of back on track. Because since about a week before the COVID break, there they just started to get that form slump, didn't they? So with that second half of that Raw game, they certainly looked like they were starting to get their rhythm back. So hopefully that'll go forward to the remaining games of the NPL.
All right.
Disappointment for me is Olympics so far.
The disappointment, Tony, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, look.
On paper, have a look at the squad they've got. Now that squad has been together for this is their 4th year together, I think now, nearly. Apart from a couple that they keep on bringing in, like Cernak and Zach Anderson, which strengthened them from last year, and they've gone backwards.
What's your take on that, Graham?
Well, yeah, definitely with Zach and Zach coming in, like they've definitely strengthened. I think, like we've just said, there's some other sides that between last season and this year also have strengthened as well. So I think traditionally in the last couple of years, there's always been a top 4 that break away quite easily. Obviously, you've not had that. Yeah, I probably imagine if you are Ben right now, you're probably looking going, you probably have underachieved a little bit, but they've still got games in hand. So I know you've listed there who they've got to play. They can still get themselves into the top 4 and then finals.
The game in hand is Sunshine Coast away.
That's right. As long as you can head a ball, you should be right. But no, like I said, like Arnie's, I think for me, coach of the year would be Arneson because he's just been really effective with what he's got. He's got a good set of young boys there and knows the plan. So yeah, that would be a tough game in hand, but like Olympic have still got enough quality to go win that.
I think Lions would be happy with kind of the reserves that they have had because they were in the middle of the season there. They weren't looking too flash there. So I think they'd be happy with the way they're kind of coming home now.
All right, we might leave the NPL there for the moment. Time to bring in Trent Gregson. G'day, Trent.
How's it going, mate?
Very well. Now let's talk NPLW and the FQPL. We were actually at a game together, a Brisbane Premier League game on the weekend, so we got to have a good chin wag about this competition. Now, you were the Western Pride coach. You got your club into the new Super Cup final, and now you're no longer the coach. I don't want all the dirt, Trent. Just give us just give us a light edited edition of what's going on there.
Yeah, obviously we had a chat on the weekend. It was nice to sit back and have a beer and watch a football game for the first time in 5 years. Honestly, sort of what happened at Pride was there's a few different things sort of along the way, but I had a meeting and it sort of very much felt like my freedom of decision making as a coach was being taken away. And as someone who has done this for a while, and I think I've done quite a good job, I didn't want to continue down that path, and sort of got told in no uncertain terms our current standings and what we'd achieved for the season wasn't good enough. So if I didn't want to really hang around for that much longer and continue down that path where it didn't feel like I could please anyone.
So the club is currently 3rd in the FQPL, which would be 12th overall, right? But you'd probably still be ahead of the QAS as well.
Yeah, well, realistically, we finished 8th. That was our goal at the start of the season, was make the top 8 and get back into the NPL, and we did that. We obviously made the Kappa Cup Grand Final, but like I said, so we don't have to go into too much detail of what happened and what went down, but just a few things were said, and few things maybe felt like there was maybe more of a focus on team rather than individuals. And I like to relate to my players. My players come first in every aspect of the game. So if they're not going to come first as individuals, it's not something I'm wanting to be a part of.
Yeah. Looking at the NPLW results on the weekend, Capalaba 8-1 over Easts, Lions 3-1 over Sunny Coast Wanderers. Phenomenal coaching job there by Corey Robbins. And Gold Coast United had a 1-0 win over Souths. So looking at that ladder, Lions 11 points ahead. Capalaba in second place now on 44. Gold Coast United on 43. Do you know if they're doing a top 4 with the finals in this competition?
That's what I was, as far as I was aware, it was the top 4 finals moving in. So, yeah.
So East are in 4th and Souths, who were in 2nd, have slipped back to 5th place.
Yeah, East have been amazing. They sort of started their win streak with a win over us. So thanks for that. But no, they've been fantastic since Joe's taken over, and players like Georgie Amos have just led that team to where they are now. So I saw her with a moon boot on her Instagram story the other night. So hopefully it's nothing too serious, and she's back out there leading the line for him soon.
All right, so look at this weekend's fixtures. Moreton Bay hosting Lions. South against Capalaba, that's a big game. Sunny Coast Wanderers up against Gold Coast United, another big game. So who do you fancy out of those 2 fixtures?
I'm a sucker for Souths. I've sort of, almost got a crush on Gary French, to be quite truthful. And I know they've got their squad's pretty thin at the moment, but if anyone can sort of, pull them team back after a really tough loss, they would have taken that loss tough against Gold Coast. It'll be South against Calabar, will be a cracker.
And can the Wanderers get something against United in the Coast clash?
Oh, definitely. Like you said, Corey's done an amazing team with that Sunshine Coast bunch, and it's all local. It's all local talent he's sort of brought through. So, mate, I would definitely not count Sunshine Coast out. They could have an upset on the cards.
And just quickly at the FQPL ladder, Olympic are on top by 3 points over City and Western Pride. Logan Lightning have moved up into 4th place on that. Looking at the fixtures, Western Pride up against the Gap, Mitchelton hosting Power, Olympic up against Virginia, Brisbane City against Southwest Queensland Thunder. Lightning have the bye. Anything we need to mention about that competition?
Why doesn't Meg Elliott have a W League contract yet? That's about it. That she has been amazing all season. She's probably been the best number 10 in the whole competition, including the NPL. And the fact that lady doesn't have a contract yet is ridiculous.
I do remember last year that she was offered a contract at Perth Glory, but knocked it back just simply due to the travel aspect of it all. But yes, that one season that she had in the W League, she's just come back just a phenomenal player ever since. And that was on the back of a season where she scored 50 goals in the competition. So, yeah, she's some player, isn't she?
Would you think though, with more W League clubs coming in now over next season and season after, that's probably an opportunity for some of these players to get an opportunity as well. Someone like me, possibly step up.
Unfortunately, it comes down to money. It's the ladies make more in their day job than they do playing professional football. So until that changes, until the ladies are receive the right amount of remuneration, they're going to stick to their day jobs. Why do you think Billy Murphy went back to her day job instead of being with the Raw? She made more money in her day job. It's ridiculous that professional athletes aren't paid what they should be paid.
Yeah, fair enough.
Here we go. Good point. Good time now to move on to the FQPL, and it's time to bring in Andrew Ogden. G'day, Oggy.
G'day, how are you?
You had a big 4-0 win over Wolves on the weekend.
Yeah, Monday night it was a rescheduled fixture, so yeah, we didn't.
How'd you go seeing through that fog, Andy?
Yeah, it was interesting. An old bloke like me struggled actually to see the ball on the other side. So, yeah, but I think their keeper struggled with one of our shots, and whether it was a fog or something. Yeah, so no, pleasing to get a series of wins after we were in some poor form. We didn't play well, and we didn't deserve the games we didn't win. So it's nice to turn it around and sit safely in the league again.
And guys, was that the only game on the weekend? I'm just looking through the draw. I can't see any other fixtures there.
Yeah, Pride played Souths.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that was 4-3. Yeah, that one.
Yep. And
okay.
I think City played Holland Park. I think that won that one 3-1.
Yeah.
And there was one more, I think.
Thunder and Hawks as well.
Oh, yeah, Thunder and Sunny Coast.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, 2-2.
Looking at the ladder, Brisbane City, of course, have won the league. Rochester Rovers in second, Southwest Queensland Thunder in third, and Oggy, you're in fourth place. Would you have taken that at the beginning of the season?
We're in sixth.
Oh my goodness, it's Western Pride.
Yeah,
Western
the
Pride in
top four
fourth.
settle now.
So is there something I've missed there somewhere in the last?
Please, Lliam, settle down, mate.
but in all honesty, it could have easily gone that way. Towards the end there, because Pride were we were lucky to get the 4-3 there. It was a solid match, that one. So we at one stage there, we were 2-0 down, and it wasn't looking that way. So it's quite possible that Knights could have easily snuck up in the fourth over with the form that they've showed the last few weeks, that they could have snuck up there. But, I mean, at the end of the day, Pride got it there and got the points that they needed. But no, more power to you, Oggy. I was reading the Queensland Times with Lemsey during the day today, and he said that you actually dropped Nick there into the under-23s to try and find some form. That's correct?
Yeah, Nick Edwards, yeah.
Yeah. So he's gone away and he's worked on his game. He's come back and he's stepped up, which is what you want from a player, isn't it?
Oh, exactly. He's been superb, and he's one of the older boys in the squad. I think he's 26, and he trains well. He plays hard, and he's turned into a real leader for us, which is a real bonus.
Yeah.
And every club struggles at our level to find that elusive goal scorer who's going to get you 10 to 15 goals, and Nick's on 9 now, so he's getting closer. So he's contributing really well. And
he's come back right at the important end of the season too, for you. I mean, you kind of missed out on that fourth spot that no doubt that you're going for, but at the end of the day, he kept you up as well.
Without a doubt.
That was the other battle.
A month ago, we were in an absolute scrap.
Yeah.
An absolute scrap, and then we got a point at Hawks, then we beat Eagles, then we beat South, then we beat Wynnum, and obviously we're sitting safe now. Obviously, we've got Pride on Friday night, which is, no matter where we are, it's just going to be an enjoyable match. Yeah. And Pride probably have got a little bit of, what would you say, chance to relax and play, and so have we, because they're comfortable in fourth, we're comfortable in the league, and hopefully it's a cracker of a match, and the general public will enjoy it.
It will be.
So let me rephrase my question, Oggy. If you're up in sixth place at the beginning of the season, would you have taken it? No. I think we could have been better than we were. The middle phase of the season, we were, every time we made a mistake, we got punished. So that was tough, and we made some really horrendous mistakes, which really changed matches. Generally, we didn't play horrible, but we got really found out when we made a mistake, we got punished. So, and we lost our scoring boots for a little while, and then that's come back. So we're playing with a little bit of freedom now, and admittedly, and you don't have to be Einstein, we've played the lesser teams in the table in the last month, and that's why we've managed to gain some confidence and build on that. So, and that's no disrespect to the teams below us, because all those teams at certain points in the season have looked as good as we have. So, yeah. I'll just, on that bottom part of the ladder, just looking at 8th position, Tony, Lliam and Oggy, Sunny Coast Fire in 8th place on 20 points, 5 points ahead of South. So Souths need to win their remaining fixtures, and Sunny Coast need to lose their remaining fixtures to go down.
Yeah, look, from what I saw from Souths, they've both games that they played Pride, they're the two games especially that I pay a lot of attention to. First time they played, they beat us, and just last weekend they gave us a fight. So they've got the potential to to fight this out, and they've shown a lot of fight there. So I wouldn't write them off yet. But Hawks, look, they've shown a bit of promise as well, but ultimately, they just didn't get enough wins, obviously. And of course, Wool, they're already down. Are Hawks already confirmed to be down?
Yes.
Yeah. But my question's more the topic that I'm trying to get towards is Sunny Coast Fire staying up, and
I think they will. I think they will.
They will.
Even though they play us, and obviously we want to beat them. I can't see Souths winning their 2 games.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we've played Souths 3 times this year, and we've won each game, and it's been by a reasonably comfortable scoreline, but the games have not been comfortable.
No.
They really haven't, and it's one of those things. That's one of the opponents that we've managed to score our goals and not give away silly goals. So
who's South got left?
Yeah.
Who they got?
I did have a look. Actually, I've got it written here. I'll tell you.
quickly view this before we move on.
Southside Eagles and Pride. No, Southside Eagles and Sunny Coast.
There you go.
Yeah,
So
Eagles,
that's
Eagles
They
can.
play each other at the end anyway. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Fire's got it. Fire will stay up.
Yeah.
there we go. So yes, that match is actually this weekend. Sunny Coast Fire up against Souths. Southside Eagles taking on the Thunder. Rovers up against Brisbane City. Top of the table clash there. Wolves up against Mitchelton, and Western Pride taking on Ipswich Knights, as we had mentioned earlier. All right, now I'll quickly move on to FQPL 2 before we bring everyone back into this Ipswich melting pot that we've got going here. TK, mate, the Snakes went down on the weekend to Magic United. What happened there, mate?
Nothing really happened. It's the bottom line is that they were good and they got a good result.
Yep. When you've won the league and you've only got the finals left to play for now, with these remaining fixtures, is it difficult to keep the guys motivated?
No, so we've got a plan, and we know exactly what we're doing. We know where we want to be next week. We know where we want to be the week after, and so go back to last Saturday. It's we had a quiet week, and we're now just got to manage our players and manage our squad while we focus on finals football. We could have focused and said, look, let's try and go through the season and keep trying to score lots of goals and go through a season where we only concede 1 loss. But when you've got 3 games out, our focus now is preparing for where we want to be in a grand final. And the result on the weekend was there or thereabouts. We got through what we wanted to get through. Let some young boys on as well, and Magic were playing for a result, and they needed the result, and fair play to them, they got it.
Congratulations on winning the league, by the way. With those remaining weeks that you've got left, is it about tinkering with things and trying players in different positions?
We know exactly, we know exactly our best side. We'll be fully fit come the game against North Star. We'll go down to Virginia this week, and and we'll get back to what we're good at. We've trained well this week, and we'll start to focus on where we want to be for our last home game against North Star, and where we want to be come semi-final time. And the bottom line is we're still going to get the results. I think that I think a lot of people in football Queensland this year, and everyone around town expected us to win. But I think a lot of people too, probably the same amount of people hoped that we'd fall over, and and I think we've managed the season well, and definitely now our focus, of winning the league has gone. We've achieved that. Now the next focus for us is definitely finals football, and hopefully we're good enough on each day to go and get that result.
What's your record against Virginia United this season? I'm sure it's been good.
Yeah, no, look, we've scored a lot of goals. We've had some good wins, and we had a good win down there last time. But everything's course for course. We'll go down this weekend, and we know we're going to face a tough opponent again, and we'll just deal with it as we go.
For sure. Looking at the other fixtures, Magic United are taking on Coomera, North Star up against Taringa, and Grange Thistle hosting Sanford Rangers. TK, have there been any of the teams this season that have sort of surprised you with their quality?
Look, yeah. Look, to be honest with you, the way Taringa's gone and, and the way they've passed the ball around, in the last time we played them at Caboolture was sensational. I thought they've done really well. I thought North Star too have played well, and Grange have improved in different areas as well. And I sit there and I look at the start of the season to the end of the season. We have battles against Sanford. Apart from the first game, we a couple of good battles with them, and I think the biggest thing I've seen in the QPL 2 this year is the teams that are concentrating on the passing game and looking to get better for the future. Where I made it very, very clear with us right from the very start. We're setting out for results and we're setting out to win a championship. I don't think I really heard anyone else talking about setting out just to win a championship. It's more about their style of play and how we're going to, look to improve and things like that. Well, I didn't come into this league for any other thing than to go and win a championship and get the club promoted. And to be honest with you, that's the way the league's played out.
Right.
While you've been doing your other shows, it was announced that TK is actually signed for 2022. So you want to talk us through that there, TK? How did you come to that decision?
Look, I'm a contract coach. I look at my opportunities and I look at the challenges. And when I came here, it's discussed about it, the 5-year plan, and I don't shirk away from that. I spent, I'm a foundation coach in the NPL, and I've worked in the Brisbane Premier Leagues and in Melbourne. It's 20 years next year for me as a senior head coach. So, it's an important part of my life. It's a part of my business too. And when I'm comfortable and I know I can, go around and do my business without any outside influences, I'm happy. Caboolture Sports Football Club this year has been absolutely brilliant for me. And the reason is because they've allowed me to do my job. I don't have technical directors and committee people and outside influences coming in, trying to derail where we want to go as a football club. Again, I've met budgets. I've met all the results that the club wanted to achieve. But more to the point, the club's met my expectations as well, tenfold. And as a football coach, a lot of coaches, young coaches, will take their jobs and get their first job. Look at Paul Brownlee this year, took his first job and gets fired with 5 weeks to go. I've seen so much in my career where now I can make my decisions based on where I'm happy, where I think I can achieve what I want to achieve, and have a football club allow me to do that. And I can't stress anymore. Paul Shorter, for me as a president, with all the presidents I've worked for, and I've only been at 8 clubs, 9 clubs in all my time in 20 years, but I've got relationships with all those presidents, and Paul Shorter has been absolutely fantastic for Caboolture Sports Football Club, for the region, and for me as well. So, easy decision.
Well answered. Well done, man. Great. Thank you.
TK, you've got some pretty good coaches with you on the show tonight. Who have you had the fiercest battles with?
Oh, look, to be honest with you, I haven't coached against some of the boys, but there's one thing I do want to say is that I've watched a lot of coaches come through, and in my time, and I've had chances too to go to the top and be full time and work in different places. And as I said, I've got other agendas. I think Graham Harvey's career has been absolutely first class. I think I saw Harves on the show, and it's great to see him, but just to see, people just don't understand how dedicated it is to be a football coach and try and become professional in Australia. You're taking on full-time roles, you're taking on huge responsibilities. Oggy will know that, the experienced coaches know, but to want to set yourself to work at the top level, which is what I've always done, I'm disappointed that I haven't probably taken that chance. And maybe, time will come in future. But Graham Harvey I've met Harves on the A licence. I've watched what he's done. I saw what he achieved at Western Pride. He's chased professional football overseas, and he's been given those opportunities. He works at Football Queensland. He works extremely hard, and a lot of people just don't realise, for the minimal money that we get, for the responsibilities that we take on at these levels is huge. And You know, I've hats off to all the coaches. I said on the Caboolture Sports Football Club recently, a lot of the young coaches coming through in their first year or their 2 or their 3rd year, or they're just starting to come through. They need to understand that to be around a long time, you've got to go and get results. You can't just talk about, you know, I'm a development and I'm here to style of play and whatever. If you want to be around a long time, you must get results. That's it. And, you know, all hats off to Harves. I think he's done a great job. And hopefully, like Carl Dodd, who's now down at Newcastle, like Warren Moon, hopefully Harves, you know, secures a big time job. And if that's his dream, his passion, I hope he succeeds.
What's your record against Harvey?
We've only coached against each other a couple of times. I was at Olympic and Harves was at Western Pride, and let's just probably say it's 1-1, you know. But look, as I said, I've been lucky, sort of a transition in time in Graham's time. I've been around a long time, and Graham's come through very quickly, but he's gone in different areas. But I've seen the areas he's gone in, and I understand it. And he wants to be that full-time professional. And you know what? He takes the opportunities and the risks to go overseas and chase that sort of stuff. And your family life's a difficult task. And you know, hats off to him. And I hope that you know, something settles down for him somewhere.
Graham, do you reckon that's right? You've been up against each other twice?
Yeah, I reckon TK's underselling himself there, because all I can remember is he's got a horrible record against Olympics.
Well, I wasn't going to say that, Graham. So,
listen,
to be fair, I think we sat top of the league that year for about 11 weeks until I got a photo. Actually, only came up on my Facebook the other day. Actually, out on my internet, but I had a photo taken Olympic at around 17, I think it was, and we had 11 players out, and that was the entire first team, and we went from top of the league to 5th on the last day, and then Harves came into the top 4 steaming in, and they won a grand final. And by the way, and you know, you want to talk about development, that was development, and that was development with results, and I'm pretty sure that helped Harves set him on his future as well.
Yeah, 100%. Them young boys, like, yeah, I think they're like, you're spot on, TK, about as a coach, you can't. I think maybe as a nation as well, we're a little bit caught up in style of play. At senior level, we've got to get results. Like, you've got to make sure that your board or your fans, whoever, are satisfied with what's going on. And you say we play good football, it only lasts so long once you see other people picking up trophies and getting success. So I was just pretty lucky that group at Pride, we didn't have promotion relegation in the league then, and I was afforded the time to allow those guys to make a few mistakes in games and not have like really severe consequences. And then, yeah, they reap the benefits. Penn Power reaping the benefits now as well. So,
hey, Graham, different budget schedule there, mate.
Yeah, yeah. But look, like, I appreciate everything you say. Yeah, TK, like, it's a really challenging environment, and I think it's something. To be honest with you, I think Football Queensland need to take a look at how they've set the NPL and the FQPL up in terms of scheduling, because the effect for young coaches trying to come through, that like everybody has a day job, the effect that then has on your family life is huge, and I don't think that's taken into consideration from Football Queensland. They're organising games on Friday nights, Sundays at 6 o'clock, because that's what TV and other streaming services are demanding. But the impact that then has on coaches, 3-4 nights a week, Sunday night at 6 o'clock, I think that's something that really needs to be considered, because you do have to make huge personal sacrifices. And then obviously, if you do want to try and get into the professional game, like, yeah, you're probably in that situation where you do need to take opportunities if they come up overseas, because the opportunities in Australia are really reduced. And obviously, as a coach educator, there's more and more coaches going through coaching courses, going through A licenses and pro licenses. The same number of jobs out there. So I think it's
definitely. Oggy, have you coached against either of these two? You must have at some point, right?
Oggy's coached against everyone, mate.
Oh, I'm not sure. Yeah, probably. I don't know if I coached against Graham, actually.
I don't think so.
Maybe TK when he was at Pride. But no, you were in the NPL then, weren't you? Yeah, no, look, I don't know if I have. coached against TK, unless it was.
Did you have any FA Cup games against Pride?
I wasn't. We
Oh.
did play Pride in the FFA Cup, but I wasn't coaching at the time.
Good time. Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
the same on that as well. I didn't coach Pride against Knights in the FA.
It was way off.
No, maybe I haven't. Yeah.
There we go.
So my record's reasonably good.
Undefeated. Undefeated, mate.
All right. That might be the show. Tony and Lliam, do we have anything else that we need to discuss?
No, I don't. But I've spoken briefly with Trent on social, just very, very briefly, just saying thank you and everything. But I just want to put there that to thank him very much for his time that he was at Pride. Our women are now probably the best women that we've ever had in the club. I know that Abby Lloyd is now equal with Sophie Weatherby with the goal scoring. So the squad that he's brought in has certainly broken the club records. He's got us into the grand final. So I just want to say publicly thank you very much from the supporters, from the guys in the pit, the guys and girls in the pit. So thank you very much for your time with Pride, Trent. I don't know what happened up in the boardroom and all that, and that's for you guys to sort out. But as someone who supported the club for so many years, seen the grand final with Graham, seen a couple of derbies now with Oggy. It's good to see that you were part of that history, mate. So thank you very much.
No, thank you. It was unreal. What was there, and like you said, stuff happens up in the boardroom, and you've just got to deal with that as it comes. But the pit and the Ipswich community and stuff have been fantastic, and yeah, no, I appreciate it, mate.
Thank you.
Can I also just congratulate Terry and his Caboolture mob on winning the championship as well?
Thank you, Tony.
Was that hard, Tony? Was that hard?
Aye?
Was that hard to say? Or?
No, it's a two-team comp.
No, I know.
I'm waiting for Tony to come down. I haven't caught up with him for a while.
Are you playing North Star this week, Terry?
No, next week after.
Is it a Caboolture?
At Caboolture.
Well, if I get a visa, I might come up, travel exemption.
Mate, can I tell you, you'd be more than welcome. I'll even bring you over and sit you over at the bench there with me, and we can talk all day.
All right, we can abuse people as we go. Actually, I did not go to a game this weekend. I just sat at home and watched live stream of the Olympic game. I haven't been to a game in ages. Can't get motivated. I don't know why.
Well, hopefully with finals coming up, it should spark.
I want to go and watch the Strikers play Olympic. That'll be a good one to go and watch.
You reckon?
It won't be 10-0. Well, the pressure's on Olympic, mate.
There we go. All right. We might wrap up the show there. I think we're going to have some interesting post-show comments. I'm going to have to turn the record button off, unfortunately, for everyone else out there. But
just let us cut loose.
Should be in for a good time here. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time this evening. And for everyone watching out there, good stuff. Thanks for getting back with us. We will see you next week. This is the Village Law SEQFC preview show. Bye.